everyone can mute themselves.
We are recording.
Okay, that would be awesome. So I'm so excited because I made these slides in the last hour because I've been praying for my son's birthday. But what I want to do today is really talk about inviting and the power of the sneak peek and why the sneak peek group has really taken the scary part of inviting out. And I'm a great one to speak for this because for the longest time I had this huge fear of inviting. And even after I got past my fear of rejection, which was really huge for me when I first started, I still had a fear around inviting and I didn't know what it was. And I think I'm on a team call. No. Happens when your mom is 6 and dad's not home. But what I noticed with the sneak peeks is it took out the heavy invite. It took out the ask of, do you want to join my challenge group? And it turns it into something that's a softer invite. It's something that's easier to do. So hold on one second, guys. Hold on. I'm going to mute my for a second. All right. Sorry, guys. I had to do the 1, 2, 3 count. So sorry. It's not. Jack is my little 4-year-old, and if you follow me on Facebook and you ever hear anything about Jack, you know is a little stinker pot and just doesn't listen. So back to taking the mystery out of invite because it makes an easy invite. So we're talking about the power of that, and then actually at the end of the call, we're going to invite. So I want to make this because we sneak peek. Kelly, is your sneak peek now? Yes? Okay. I'm running a sneak peek. Kelly's running a sneak peek. So you have something to tap into. And I want to encourage you during this call, if you have some friends that you have not invited to a sneak peek, to really take that opportunity once we get through here, because we're going to walk through all of that. So first things first. Why are we afraid to send out invites? Because that is the number why just don't send out invites or don't get it done, is because there's an underlying fear of, that goes with inviting. So first of all, one of the fears is don't want to be salesy. Honestly, that was my biggest fear. When I first signed up, actually, I signed up as a discount coach. I told my upline coach, don't ask me to coach because I will not sell my friends. I'm not a salesperson, and I definitely don't want to lose friends by doing that, because I had been in network marketing companies in the past and I did all the wrong things. My friends out of the blue that I haven't talked to in months and said, hey, listen to this awesome opportunity. And so I had a huge fear of that. So we don't want to be sins to think that we have alternative motives, that we want money out of them, and that the only reason we're talking to them is because we want something from them. That's a huge fear that we have. And another one is the afraid of the reaction that comes, or losing friendships that happens with inviting. And I'll be honest, this is no matter how soft there's always going to be friendships and people that don't understand what we do, but and that might not agree with what we're doing. However, there are ways that we can craft our that really everything they're not, and it makes it the best scenario. So not a cold. We're just asking. There are no strings at all with that. And Kelly, if you can manage the chat, because I can't touch the chat My mouse, when I'm showing my screen, my mouse won't touch, so I can't look at the chat. So if I need to see something, just unmute yourself and talk.
I just want to let you know you were cutting out a lot, sweetie.
Oh, dang it.
I don't know if it's because it's open all the way?
Am I cutting out for everyone else too?
Mayana said so too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad on the phone too.
All right. It's bad on the phone too. All right, give me 1 minute. I'm going to grab the phone. Kelly, do you want to talk about this slide right now, like how the sneak peek helps with these different areas?
Sure. So I'm glad you made a slide. With a sneak peek, the reason why it helps is because you're inviting them into an opportunity to learn more, but there's no strings attached. They don't have to feel committed. They don't have to feel like they have to purchase something. They don't even have to feel the pressure to like set a goal and meet an expectation. I mean, obviously we want to bring them in there and get to know them, but it's really providing them like a week of just fun information and encouragement and exposing them to the fun of the team and the coaches and the community. And then on the side, really digging in with people with their goals and their why and getting to know their struggles, kind of giving them a safe place to have a side conversation while answering all of the hard questions of, well, how much and what programs and why Shakeology, because all of that is handled in the sneak peek. So it's definitely helpful, especially for newer coaches, because a lot of times I know for me, people would ask me what a challenge group was, and I didn't want to vomit like a 3-paragraph answer. So this is one way to give them a week to experience it, and also to meet other coaches and have the support of other coaches on the team to help you navigate inviting until you feel like, you're ready for you to team up and run your own sneak peek.
Awesome. Exactly. All of that. Thank you, Kelly, for filling in the gap. Let me know if I can say better my phone. I'm on my phone internet now. So exactly what Kelly was saying. What do they get in the sneak peek? First of all, they learn why the challenge groups work and what they need to do to commit to the challenge groups. So we're going to have all of that in. We have all of that in there. In order to be in this challenge group, you have to have a challenge pack. You've got to have all this information. We have that throughout the sneak peek. And then we show transformation stories of people on our team. And guys, if you have a transformation story, we need to get that on the Team Fearless a folder in Team Fearless that's for transformations, and we eventually need to get that all moved onto the Google Drive so that we can share your stories, because these are our personal victories. These are people we know, such as Rachel Brown, who is a friend of mine, who finally, doing the 21-day fix, 3 rounds of the 21-day fix, these are the results that she had after years and 6 kids. So we get to see the transformation stories and hear their stories. We get to see how the community support works, and it gives people an opportunity to be a part of the group. And that's why when you are in the sneak peek, it's so important to post your workout and your food like you normally would, but also get in there and support everybody. There are I understand some people have certain time limits where they can't spend a ton of time in a challenge group, but you want to get in there, you want to support your people. And if you can do it, spend 5 minutes supporting everyone else's people. And I think I see that already. Pretty much everyone on the team already does that. But what that shows is, honestly, when we get back to the core of what our needs are is as people and as human beings, and of course I'm passionate about this because of my book, but that sense of love and belonging. We all want to belong to something bigger, and so when we feel like we have the connection and we make that connection and we're part of something bigger, it really even helps drive home the sale of why we want to do this and why they want to do this, because it's life-changing. Because not only are you getting a product that works, but you're getting support from a friend, and you're gaining a whole new community of people. And that's really what we're showing and doing with a sneak peek. So what you get as a coach, I stole this picture of Mayana. What you get as a coach is you get support. You don't have to run a group until you're ready, until you're like, you know what, I want to run my own sneak peek, or if you're doing so awesome and we know you can do it, we might give you a little push out the nest, but we'll be right there to help. training wheels. So really honestly, you get the support from us as your coaches and everyone else in the group, who's all the other coaches who've been there. So if you're a newer coach, guys, this is a really easy way to get started and have full support. The second thing is we do the call to action for you, the main call to action. We have a post during the sneak peek that says, if you want to be a part of this group, this is what you need. You're going to need to have a workout program, and you're going to need to have Shakeology, and you're going to need these things because this is what we did to lose the weight, and otherwise we can't guarantee results. This is how we can guarantee results, so this is why we expect this from the group. And they get to hear it from another coach, so that when you go in and follow up with them, then you're saying, you know what, did you see that video today? I just wanted to check in with you. I got awesome results by doing, and if you're a product of the product and you're doing those things you need to do as a coach, then you will have had some results, whether it's mainly through health, through toning, or through weight loss. You're going to have some sort of results because that's probably why you chose to coach in the first place, part of the reason why you chose. So the third thing is it's a safe place to invite for you. Again, it really, by being part of the group, it shows how life-changing these groups really are. Because again, you're not in these groups because you were sold. I was talking to Amanda the other day, and we were talking about invites and going over things, and that question came up, well, I don't want to be too salesy, and I said, okay, when I invited you, did you feel sold? And she was like, no. And I think that if you ask yourself that when you were invited, did you feel sold, or did you feel like you wanted to be a part of something else and there was something bigger there? So really think about that when we're talking about the sneak peeks, and know that you are fully 100% supported. And you can always reach out to me, as your upline coach, or as Kelly and the Team Freedom upline coach, and we can help make sure that you have the tools that you need to get started, because our goal is to help you reach your goals. So we're going to go over the anatomy of an invite. I love these stock photos, man. Just grab them and it looks so professional. So I want to go over the anatomy of an invite because I think it's important to understand a couple of things. And guys, this anatomy of an invite are just a couple of the important things to remember in an invite. This is not a one size fits all type of a thing, but this is definitely a way to get started. So the first thing is start with an introduction and something that's going to just put down the wall. The last thing we want is to start a message and be like, "Dear Kelly," and then immediately going into an invite, because immediately our brains, the way we're wired, are immediately going to say, "Ooh, something's up." Well, we don't want to do that because we're trying to invite people to life change, right? So let's start with something familiar to break the ice or the barrier. So I remember when I first started, I'd hear people say, "Hey girl," and I thought, oh my gosh, that is so fake. But I'll tell you what, when Summer Tucker messaged me and said, "Hey girl," I didn't think she was being fake. I thought, oh, that's so sweet. It's kind of a familiar term. And it made me feel like, I don't know, it took down some of that guard. So you don't have to say, if you're not a "hey girl, hey mama, hey lady" type of a person, you can always say, "Hey Sarah, how you doing?" You can use the person's name, but I would say stay away from anything formal. When I first started this business, I was coming from a corporate job, and I had actually been, and this is the worst thing to move from, I had been in corporate documentation where everything was professional. So all of my messages were professional. Guys, don't go that route, please. People don't want to be sold. And as soon as we put on that professional face, we're building a wall. "Hey, this is Michelle Hilliard." No. "Hey, it's Michelle. How you doing?" So we need to remember that we are coming in as friends. No walls. So, "Hey girl, hey mama, hey lady, hey Sarah." I thought that was funny. "Hey girl, my doctor says I'm lacking vitamin U." That's the best one I could find, but I thought it was hilarious. Good laugh for you guys. But anyway, so remember to bring down that barrier by taking the professionalism out of it and just connecting as a friend. Secondly, Okay, let them off the hook. And guys, there's not necessarily a particular order in some of this stuff, but one of the things that we fear is the fact that we are selling. Okay, and that people are going to feel pushed into buying, or that we're pushing them into buying. We don't want to be salesy or pushy. Well, the way we get away from that is we let them off the hook right away. I don't know if this is for you or not, but I've got a group starting up, and da-da-da. This may or may not be for you. You were on my heart, and I wasn't sure if I should reach out or if this is something you'd want to do, but I didn't want to make that decision for you. So you know what? I've got a sneak peek starting up in a couple of days, and I wondered if you want to jump in. You know, it's so important, if we're afraid of that salesiness or that pushiness, to use those phrases or something like it. You know, again, this is not necessarily the end all be all of what you need to say, but it sure as heck helps. I know for me and my fears of feeling pushy, I started using that and it made the biggest difference in the world. Another one is lead with your fears. This is another one that really helps me. I remember sending out a coach invite to someone and saying, you know what, something to the effect of, you know what, I've been wanting to talk with you for the longest time, and I've been so nervous about it. My fear is that I was nervous. So lead with your fears. Be open and be honest. People just they don't want to feel sold. They don't want to feel like someone's not being truthful. They want to know that you're having an open and an honest conversation. So if you're afraid of something, then lead with that. I'll be honest, I initially hesitated to send an invitation because I was worried that you might think I was only contacting you to tell you something, which is the last thing I'd ever want to do. But so many good things have happened in my life as a result of these challenges, so I felt compelled to share. Something to that effect. You know, I'll be honest, I was really nervous about reaching out to you about, you know, this challenge group I have coming up, because I didn't want you to think that I was trying to push something on you. But my life has changed. I'm happier than ever. And I thought, you know what? I don't want to be the one to answer that for you. So I've got a sneak peek coming up. Would you be interested in hopping in with me? Bam. So let them off the hook and lead with your fears. And then, of course, we have the ask. We're running a sneak peek, so we got to ask, okay? We cannot get away with an invitation without the ask, and that's the hardest part. But if we do those first two things, it helps with this part. We're running a sneak peek into our challenge groups this week, and I was wondering if you'd want to hop in. It's just a glimpse into what we do in our accountability groups, why they work, and why we love them. No strings. Can I add you? Simple. Simple, simple, simple. We don't need all the details of why. Hey, you know, I wanted to reach out to you because I've been really loving the challenge groups, and 21-Day Fix and Shakeology has changed my life because it's got all these amazing nutrients and ingredients. And I was just so surprised that all these ingredients were 100% good. And I mean, we could talk ourselves into a hole, but the less we say, less is more, you know. And one thing I don't have on here that I put on here is really important. That is that facts tell, but stories sell. So anytime that people ask questions, and then the words, I don't know, all I know is, and this is more in when people come to objections. But if someone says, you know, I don't know, it's too expensive or something, the answer, I don't know, all I know is that before I started doing the workouts in Shakeology, I felt like crap all the time. I was hating on myself. I struggled to try a million things that didn't work. And now I have more energy, blah, 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 blah. But telling stories too is huge. Like I will tell people, you know what? I was thinking about you, you were on my heart. And talk about my friend who lost 30 pounds in 60 days, or share stories. This is why it's important to understand transformations. So the last thing you want to do is really you want to end with a question. And the reason you want to do this is because you just asked them to something, and it could very easily be like, yeah, I'm not going to respond to that, because it's just easier for them not to deal with it or respond. But if we end with a question, it draws them back into conversation. So a question like, by the way, how was Disney World? It looked like a lot of fun. By the way, happy anniversary, 10 years, that's so awesome. Did you guys do anything special? By the way, how is your summer going? I don't care what it is. You can look at their page. Their dog was in the animal hospital. By the way, I noticed that, Frou was in the animal hospital and wasn't doing so well. Just wanted to let you know you're in my thoughts and in my prayers. How's he doing? Or how's she doing? Whatever. But by ending with a question, we're drawing them back into conversation. And I think it's also important to remember that when we send out these invites, that our lives were changed by the person who invited us. And I think that is so key to remember that we can definitely, sorry, I'm seeing the chat thing go off. Anyway, but I think we have to remember that our lives were changed, and by not inviting someone, we don't know if we're not giving them that opportunity for their life to change. And that's a mindset switch, because it's so easy to think that I want to make money, I want to build my business. But if we take all of it, and I get that because I've got that personality of I want to be able to make the money, I want to make my business. But over time, I've learned to switch the mindset to, this woman is suffering. She is struggling, and she has got I've had people pour out their heart to me about how they struggle with their body image, and they struggle with this and they struggle with that. And if we can pull them into our challenge group, give them the tools they need to be healthier and more fit, then we may in fact be that catalyst to change their life. And that honestly might be the one thing to hold on to keep you, to help keep you to sending out those invites, when you feel like not doing it. So I got a couple of sample invites for you, and I don't know if I'm able to see all of this. So I cannot move. I don't know why my mouse disappears. I can't move the little, I see the little faces on the side here. But hey, Mama, do you have all the stuff you need for your kiddos to start school yet? I'm so ready for the kiddos to get started again. I hope you don't mind me asking, and I don't know if it's for you or not, but I'm running a sneak peek into our challenge groups this week and was wondering if you'd want to hop in. It's a no strings look at what we do in the groups. Why we love it, how it's changed our lives and why we love it. What do you think? By the way, that I'm feeling better. I saw she was down with the flu. And then Kelly sent one. Hey, Heather, I'm so happy Jeremiah seems to be doing well. I was thinking about you and Philip, as you guys have been through a lot lately, and want to check in and see how you're feeling about you. I can't see the whole screen if you guys can, but post baby, I'm not sure if this is a good time, but I want you to know that I'm excited to open up our 5-day preview week to share more about this month's challenges. One is for Country Heat. And I wanted to reach out and ask if you'd like to hop in and talk about digging in together this month and working on your goals. We can chat about your schedule and see if we can find a way to let this help you make time for you. What do you think? So there's 2 sample invites for you. I'm going to copy the second one. One of them is already in the chat. I'm going to copy the second one. I'm going to stop share so that you guys can get ready to send out a sample invite.
And just a little thing for the one I sent to the girl Heather. She and I have been talking for over a year, so there's more content because we talk. If it's someone that I was just reaching out the first time, it would have been about half that length, but that's someone that I've been talking with her for a while and we're friends, you know what I mean? So I felt like I could spend more time on it, but Michelle's is perfect with it being a little shorter. If it's someone that you're just reaching out to, because I feel like new people don't necessarily read as much as a friend that's been going back and forth talking about Heather and I have with her son. So.
Yeah. You know what, we had, oh shoot, what is her name? The one homeschool mom did that call for us. And Amber Marshall. I actually wrote down some of the invites she did, and I saved it so I could tweak it myself because they were so stinking simple. And I have a way of complicating everything. And really, honestly, she would send something out as simple as, hey, Joy, I was thinking about you. I've got a new challenge, a new accountability group going up next week, and I was wondering if you might want to hop in with me. And that would be all she would say. So honestly, the less we say, less is more. And the sneak peek really, really, really is a great way to invite to the actual challenge, so that hopefully you will be able to start working with someone to help change their life, because that's what it's all about. So does anyone have any questions before we actually start doing a couple of invites? Questions? Okay, is everyone ready to do some invites?
Oh, Jessica asked a question.
Okay, what's that?
Do you only use Messenger for invites, or do you sometimes use text?
You can do Messenger, text. You know what? Angie Bradley's been using Snapchat to connect with her challengers. I bet that you would be able. Yes, I will put the PowerPoint up as a PDF for you guys. But I would guess that ADHD. Back to what she said.
Yeah, we'll have the
You can use
PowerPoint recorded.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it doesn't matter what you use. What matters is reaching out to the people, going to where they're going to be, where they are. You know, if they're on Instagram and you're on Instagram, you can connect with them that way and draw them back into Facebook. I think you have to do, no, you can do Instagram Messenger, I believe. I need to get better with that. But email, the key is just connecting. So.
And we record all these team calls are on the playlist on the Fearless Freedom Family, the FFF YouTube channel.
Sounds bad, the FFF.
F3. It's like a function key. But yeah, they'll all be recorded. Or they are all uploaded.
All right, so since nobody has any questions right now, and you can post any of your questions in the chat as we're going, we are trying to keep these calls shorter. So if you're watching and you want to hop off right now, you can. I will challenge you, if you're watching this recording, to take 10 minutes to just send out a few invites right away, because the sooner we get used to it, the better. And it really is just, we just have to, it's like eating, for me, it'd be like eating lukewarm broccoli. I almost gag on it, but I have to force it down, and I do it because I know my kids need to see me eat broccoli. So go eat your broccoli now. We're going to spend, let's spend 5 minutes together on the call. And you can go ahead and quit recording, Kelly.
Okay, hold on.
We'll quit recording, and then we'll just spend 5 minutes on the call, sending out some invitations.